Alrighty, good morning, class. Today we are getting ready to start lesson one of unit three, reading opinion text, determining an author's opinion. So here's the focus question for today. How does a person's perspective influence her or his opinion? In this unit, we will continue to consider the perspectives colonists had during the American Revolution and how these perspectives influence their opinion on the war. Okay, so you guys are going to go ahead and take a minute to turn to page 95, and you are going to answer the two questions. After that, we will discuss what you wrote. So turn to page 95. I paused it. Alrighty. So you will need a copy of Divided Loyalties for page 95, okay? Page 95 says, entrance ticket, opinions and divided loyalties. What is Mary Barton's opinion of William leaving to join the fight? That's question one. Question two says, how do you know that this is how she feels? What evidence in the text shows that this is Mary Barton's opinion? Okay, so for question one, when it says, what is Mary Barton's opinion of William leaving to join the fight? Remember, opinion has to do with what you think and how you feel about something. Okay, so that well, how does she personally think and feel about William leaving to join the fight? Remember, he's fighting on the Patriot side. Okay, so he's supporting the early American cause, the desire to want to break away from the British crown, their control, and become their own country of colonies. Okay? Question two, how do you know that this is how she feels? You have to give evidence. What page number did you see that on? Right? What give a quote. What did she say? Okay? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that, and then we will check back in. Ooh. Okay, awesome. Now that you've had a chance to work with your table and find that answer, let's talk about it. Okay? So, the answer to number 1, where it says, "What is Mary Barton's opinion of William leaving to join the fight?" She feels disappointed. She feels she's very upset about the fact that her son, that her son betrayed the loyalist. And we see that on page 38. This is just one of the many examples, right? Where she said, "Oh, William, I cannot believe you would betray us. Thank you so much. Um, thank you so much for chiming in with that. I appreciate you guys." Okay. Now we're gonna move on to the next slide here. See, these are today's learning targets. Learning target number 1. I can determine an author's opinion in a text. I can explain how an author supports an opinion with reasons and evidence. What do you think we will be doing in this lesson based on these targets? Take a moment to answer that. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to move on to the next slide here. Reading aloud and determining the gist. William Barton's letter. So turn to workbook page 97. Let's read William Barton's letter. After that, we're going to answer the question, what is this text about? So Miss Ford will read it. William Barton's letter. January 1777. Dear Father, I arrived safely at the Patriot camp yesterday evening. It is certainly not like living in our warm, comfortable home, but the excitement in the air is keeping us all warm. I can feel a fire burning in my heart as I prepare for the day's training. It is with great joy that I join this regiment, so determined for the cause of freedom. Father, I know my words will be hard for you to hear, but I feel I have no choice but to join the fight for independence from Great Britain. You say that we are British subjects, but we are not treated like we are part of Great Britain. We are forced to pay high taxes on everything. We have to buy stamps for newspapers, paper, and even playing cards. Yet, despite this, we have no say in government decisions. The king sends his own governors to rule us, and we have no representatives in the British Parliament. True British subjects would never be treated this way. Even our safety has been threatened. The British soldiers have been sent here to control, not protect us. British soldiers watch our every move and have even killed innocent people. There is no choice but to fight for our freedom. General Washington is a great leader, and I know he will lead our army to victory. War is not safe, but neither are our streets. I am truly sorry for the worry I've caused you and Mother. I will do my best to send regular letters so that your fear and worry may not last long. As long as I am well, you will hear a word from me. I believe I'm doing what is right. I hope you can respect that and find a way to be proud of your son. I know this cause is one worth fighting for and perhaps dying for. Fondly, William Barton. Okay, so what is this text about? Alrighty, great. Now that you guys had a second to think about that, let's go ahead. Please keep in mind if you're watching this that I paused the video and took my own students' input. I just didn't put that in the video. This letter is about William Barton's opinion. Okay, opinion is what, if I share my opinion, I'm sharing what I think and what I feel and what my perspective is on a situation, how I see things, right? So William believes that the British subjects have been unfair. They've killed innocent people. They've made the streets unsafe. They forced the colonists to pay really high taxes on paper, newspapers, playing cards, and despite all this money they're demanding, the British Crown is demanding of them, they can't even make government decisions in their home country, in Great Britain. They have no say in government decisions. The king has his own rules. They have no representatives in the British Parliament. And if they were actually British subjects, they wouldn't be treated that way. So that is why he believes they need to fight. He said he's even willing to, it's a cause worth fighting for, perhaps even dying for. So that's what this is about. Alrighty, determining reasons and evidence. William Barton's letter. Okay, so let's reread the first paragraph of William Barton's letter. Locate the sentence that most clearly states William's opinion. Okay? First paragraph. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that independently there. Yes. Go back and read paragraph 1 and underline William's opinion. Where do you clearly see William's opinion? Alrighty. Now that I paused the video and gave the class a chance to share, we've had several. There's well, not several, but there's quite a bit in here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 6 of paragraph 1, he says, Father, I know my words will be hard for you to hear, but I feel I have no choice but to join the fight for independence from Great Britain. I feel I have no choice. That's what he's saying. I feel I have no choice. Okay? Or I can feel a fire burning in my heart as I prepare for the day's training. If you're on fire for something, it means you're passionate, you're excited, you're ready to go, right? So that's just one of the many examples in there. Okay, let's move on to opinion writing. Okay, eyes on the board. Eyes on the board. Thank you. Eyes on the board. It's very, very important. Excuse my speaker. It speaks Japanese. I'm sorry. Okay, opinion writing. In informational writing, the author uses reasons and evidence to support a point about a topic. This is true for opinion writing as well. Authors use reasons and evidence to support a point they want to make, which is their opinion. Okay, so basically what this is a fancy way of saying this. When you are doing informative writing, right? Because you've got different kinds of writing. You've got fiction writing, right? You've got fiction writing where you're writing made up characters, things that it may be historical fiction, it may be inspired off real events, but you put your own spin on it, right? But in informational writing, you're informing someone on a topic. In this case, this is a historical fiction, right? Because this is a made up story inspired off real events. Okay, the American Revolution is real, it happened, and that's why we're a country today. We are the United States today because of it, right? So this is you were going to write an informational piece. But in an informational piece, you have to give reasons for your opinion and evidence to support your thoughts. That's all that's saying, okay? We're going to delve deeper into that. A reason is an explanation for why an author thinks something is true. It is why someone believes what he or she believes. Okay? Sorry. Authors support their opinions, which are what they believe, with reasons why they believe what they believe. All right, second paragraph. Now let's look at the second paragraph in the letter. Let's take a moment to reread this and find the sentence that most clearly states a reason for William's opinion, or why William believes the colonies should be independent from Great Britain. Which sentence most clearly states a reason for William's opinion? Take a moment to do that. Alrighty, awesome. Now that you've paused the video, and you guys, I'm sure you've had a moment to take a look at that, we're going to go over the reason for William's opinion. If you look at the very first sentence, he says, "You say that we are British subjects, but we are not treated like we are part of Great Britain. We are forced to pay high taxes on everything." There's several in here. Down below, you can read line 4 and see that he says the king sends his own governors to rule us, and we have no representatives in the British Parliament. So paragraph 2 is basically he's giving the reasons and he's giving the reasons to support his opinion in the first paragraph. Okay. Now, let's underline this sentence in our workbook to the right beside it, reason. Take a moment to do that. Underline that very first sentence in proof paragraph 2, and I want you to write the word reason. If you do not know how to spell the word reason, it is on the board presented to you, okay? Put your thumbs up in the air that you're done with that. Put your thumbs up in the air when you're done. That's your sign to Miss Ford that you're ready to move on. Awesome. Now we're going to talk about evidence. The author supports their reasons with evidence or facts and details based on their research or observations. Now let's locate some of this evidence from the second paragraph. What evidence does William give to support his reason? Bless you. Alrighty. We are forced to pay high taxes on everything. We have to buy stamps for newspapers, paper, and even playing cards. Yet despite this, we have no say in government decisions. The king sends his own governors to rule us. We have no representatives in the British Parliament. True British subjects would never be treated this way. Let's label this paragraph evidence. Go ahead and label paragraph 2 evidence. If you do not know how to spell evidence, it's on the board. Is someone going to present? Alrighty, y'all. Let's talk about the third paragraph. Now let's reread the third paragraph and identify another reason for William's opinion and evidence he gives to support his reasons. What sentence in paragraph 3 most clearly states a reason for William's opinion? Take a moment to look before you raise your hand, okay? I'm just going to give you guys a moment to look, and then I'm going to call on a student to share. Alrighty. So if we look at paragraph 3, it says, even our safety is threatened. Okay, let's go ahead and underline that one. Even our safety is threatened. And I want you to go ahead and write beside it reason. Thumbs up when you're done. Okay, so let's talk again about evidence. What evidence does William give to support his reason? The British soldiers have been sent here to control, not protect us. British soldiers watch our every move and have even killed innocent people. There is no choice but to fight for our freedom. General Washington is a great leader. Sorry. And I know he will lead our army to victory. War is not safe, but neither are our streets. Go ahead and write evidence for proof paragraph 3. Don't highlight anything. Just literally, you could draw an arrow and you can write evidence for proof paragraph 3. Remember, you don't want to abuse the highlighter, right? Because if you highlight everything, then it defeats the purpose. Highlights are key points that we just want to point out, right? You want to highlight key points, like one sentence. And you. Almost done, y'all. Closing and assessment. So, what do you now know about how authors use reasons and evidence in opinion writing? Who would like to go ahead and share? What do we know about reasons and evidence? Absolutely. So, I had a student just to repeat what she said. You need evidence because anyone can make up anything, right? So reliable. Raise your hand if you remember quarter two, Ms. Fort talking about reliable sources like .org, .edu, right? It's important to use reliable sources because you can find information from anywhere. Is Wikipedia a reliable source? No, because anybody can go in there. Raise your hand. Don't blurt out. Okay. Anyone can go in there, right, and say what they want. So you have to give evidence to support your reasons, okay? Alrighty, so just to recap, opinions, eyes on the board, come out of La La Land. Let's pay attention, y'all. I know it's Friday, but just gotta hang in there, okay? Opinions are what an author believes and are supported by reasons, which is why an author has a particular opinion with evidence. How an author supports his or her reasons with facts and details or research and or observations. Okay, so we're gonna delve a little. We'll delve deeper into this Monday. Okay, so that is the end of our lesson today.